Welcome back. We're E, reconvene to open session. F, announcement of actions taken in closed session. This time there's nothing to report. G, comments from the public. The board will take any and all comments from the public related to an item on the agenda for any other item of district business that is not on the agenda.
No comments.
H, consent agenda. All items appearing will be acted upon by one motion without discussion.
I move to approve items number 1 through 12.
There's a motion to approve items 1 through 12. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Romero, seconded by Mr. Calderon. All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Motion passes 4-0. I, consent items. Board Advisory Committee on School Construction, basic vetted items. Number 1, bid award and agreement approval between Calexico Unified School District and George Mitchell Builders for multi-purpose accessibility improvements at Kennedy Gardens Elementary School.
I move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Romero, second. All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Bid, number 2, bid award and agreement approval between Calexico Unified School District and A&N Quality Builders for the hardscape repair project at Blanche Charles Elementary School.
Move.
I'll second.
Motion by Romero, second by Calderon. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Bid award and agreement approval between Calexico Unified School District and George Mitchell Builders for the site improvements for the CT shade structure at Calexico High School.
Move to approve.
I'll second. Motion by Romero, second by myself, Alvarado. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 4, notice of completion for the Border Link Project Phase 3 at Cesar Chavez, Maines, and Rockwood Elementary Schools. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Second by Calderon. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion
Aye.
passes 4-0. 5, notice of completion for the loading, unloading, and parking lot project at Dole Elementary School.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second. So motion by Calderon, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. J, information items. Number 1, superintendent's report.
All right, good evening, trustees, administrative team, staff, community members, anyone joining us live stream. Have a few things to just review with us and just appreciation for staff and other people in our lives. First one is Happy Mother's Day. We just passed 2 different Mother's Days, so we just want to honor our mothers and caregivers, and also from last Sunday and Tuesday. So we put some information out just saying we also recognize that it's difficult for some of us who may have lost our mothers, but we still celebrate their memories and lasting legacy with all of us. So we want to make sure we took time for that. Wanted to just fill everyone in. We had the Secretary of State for California visit us on Tuesday, April 26th, Dr. Shirley Weber. She came to Calexico High School campus and gave a very motivating presentation to the students and staff regarding the importance of voting. And she gave some really great examples of her own life, her parents, how they were not able to vote, but eventually moved to LA and actually set up a polling place in their home. So the legislature and California Department of Ed has partnered with the Secretary of State's office to help promote pre-registration among high school students who are getting ready, who are nearing eligibility. So she brought kind of a team and all the paperwork, and so the student response after her speaking was huge. It was great. They lined up to do the pre-registration process. Even at 16 years old, you can pre-register. So that was a really, really great time to be a part of. We had Administrative Professionals Day on Wednesday, April 27th. We recognized our district and school site administrative professionals. We're incredibly grateful for their dedication and hard work, and appreciate how smoothly all sites and offices are taken care of throughout the year. That's just always a special time to thank them for all the work they do for us on a daily, sometimes hourly basis for a lot of us. Then we also this week had Teacher Appreciation Day. So National Teacher Appreciation Week took place May 2nd through 6th. However, we, the administrators and staff, celebrated our teachers on California's Teachers Day. We recognize and thank all the teachers as they inspire, guide, and nurture our students. We thank them with a sort of a token of our appreciation with a like a water bottle, stainless steel. You see them, oh, right up there. So we appreciated how much they pour into our students, is how we sort of worded that to play on words. Classified Week is coming up next week as well, so we'll be honoring them with the same. Looking forward to that. So some district highlights. We had our culinary arts group. The students did an outstanding job competing in a recent competition. Several students placed and received scholarships. In addition to the students, just a special thanks to Chef Nunez for his leadership throughout this whole program. You'll see from the slides up there we had a first place win with Maximiliano Nunez, a second with Marco Cisneros, and then we had another first with Annette Torres in her culinary display specifically. So we got to see those when we walked through CHS for open house. We got to see some of those displays. They were amazing. So 9 students participated in this competition, and just very proud of them, and just really using that facility to the max and getting a lot out of those experiences. So moving on to sports highlights. Our boys tennis, my goodness, all Imperial Valley League champions right now with the all Imperial Valley. First team singles, Andres Rodriguez. Second team singles, Marcos Romero and Aaron Gamboa. Then we have first team doubles, Xavier Leos, Marco Trejo, Sergio Leos, and Martin Nunez. Second team doubles, Axel Garcia and Carlos Barajas. And then Julian Villegas and Galileo Gonzalez. So congratulations to our boys team, and also Coach of the Year, Hector Cota. He's taught math in Calexico for almost 3 years. I understand he's also a Bulldog. He's an alumni. So special appreciation to them. Then with girls softball, they're champions of the Desert League with a 13-0 victory. Amazing record. So congratulations to those ladies. A special recognition to the high school seniors, Chanel Gascon, Andrea Lopez, Natalie Gonzalez, Leah Valdez, Lisa Galavis, for finishing off a great softball season as seniors. Also special thanks to their coach, Jennifer Lopez, and her staff, just for leading this group of athletes as they went forward. Boys baseball had another, has had many more wins recently. Ranked 4th in CIF right now in the San Diego Division 4. Their record, I think, as of today, they've won the last 16 games in a row. So great work to those guys for sure. Upcoming activities, just a reminder that our next regularly scheduled board meeting is Thursday, May 26th at 5 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Dr. Thurman. Number 2, Measure Q and V updates.
Good evening, board, audience. Kim Desert with School Site Solutions. I believe you received this update that the Varner and Godfrey gym locker room, you just approved the notice of completion. Dual Elementary School, you approved that notice of completion, so that project came in ahead of budget, or not budget, but ahead of the date it was to be completed. The Cesar Chavez Mains, the Border Link 3, that's all 100% completed. The ICOE still has to put on their antennas, but it wasn't part of our project. That's why we did the notice of completion, and I believe they're going to do it next week. On the Varner and Godfrey gym locker room modernization, things are really picking up over there. We did get the structural report back of the damages, and now the architects are going through those to see if it needs to go to DSA for approval before those changes are made. So that's where we are on that. The other work is proceeding so that, as the worst scenario, or the best scenario would be that Varner can open and the fitness room can open, and we'll get those locker rooms going so that they'll be shortly after that. There are some major delays in equipment and materials arriving. You can see it nationwide. Everything's taking twice as long. So on the Measure Q high school projects, we presented a draft interim housing plan to the basic meeting, and it will be coming to the May 24th meeting for you to look at and approve, and then we will move forward with that. On Measure V, the elevator issue is now under legal review, so stay tuned for that. The stair landing epoxy, they're looking at a schedule for that. It'll probably be after school is out because there's too much to lose if the kids walk on it. So there's only a few weeks of school left, so they may be waiting on that. The high school softball and baseball field modernization, bids were opened on May 5th. And right now, we're having a meeting to go over available funding for that. The CTE Police Academy Shade Project, I do believe you just approved that, so that'll be going forward. The high school master plan, we're still waiting to meet with the principals when it's a good time for an in-service to meet with them to get their input. The high school marquee is, Daniel?
The marquee is the post is scheduled to go up on the May 16th, and a change to the email that was sent out. We're using a DSA waiver to install the actual marquee on the week of the 23rd.
Okay, so that should be done before school gets out. And we're still working on CDE approval for the Varner Godfrey locker room. That's a modernization project, and the dual parking lot. We want to get that into the state to see if we can shake some money loose from them too. Okay, and that's it for the update. Do you have any questions?
Any questions, board members?
No.
Thank you. Number 3, basic update.
I hope everybody's happy and welcome back and everything that goes with it, and a belated Mother's Day. In reference to the Basic Committee, we had our meeting, and thanks to Ms. Desert, you got some of the information. One of the discussions that we had that came up was in reference to the tennis court and about the possibility of readjusting certain things. One of the comments that I made was that the most important part is the safety of our students. And I leave that up to the principal to make the final decision on that, and then it'll be brought up to, if need be, to the board. I believe Mr. Alvarado was there. He was very instrumental in giving some comments that moved things forward. And one of the things that we found out, thanks to the staff, is that he's a voting member of it, and he can vote on it and give his input. So as we go forward, we're moving and adjusting. But I just want to say, in reference on my part as the chair, everything that comes forth, the main part that we look at is the safety of the district, especially our valuable students. And I really have a lot of trust in our principal from the high school. Her input is invaluable to make things move forward, because she's there on a daily basis, and that's what we go for to get the information that's needed. Thank you. Is there any questions or input?
No.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you.
No,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Number 4, insurance committee.
Yes, good evening, trustees. We had an insurance committee meeting last week. We hadn't had one for several months. We had 2 items on the agenda. One was to review the registration process we're in the middle of open enrollment right now for everyone to enter their information and confirm. We've done what they call it a dependent audit, where we had to show the birth certificates of our dependents and tax records and things. So it's an involved process. So Julie came out. We had a person there named Jason from American Fidelity, and they walked us through the process. I volunteered for them to register me, so I'm all switched over. You guys have had some emails about that, so if you have any questions, just let us know. But that part was good. They answered a lot of questions. The other issue on the agenda, there were just 2 items, was to just be able to address any current issues right now. We didn't, in the middle of all the things going on, we didn't want to neglect any current health insurance issues whatsoever. So there were a couple things brought up that Julie addressed, but nothing major. So we did not set the date yet for another meeting, but we definitely had a productive meeting and had a lot of extra people came other than just the insurance committee members, just to hear what was going on. So it was great.
Thank you for that, Dr. Thurman. Number 5, RLP Committee. He's not present, so we'll bring that back for the next board meeting. Number 6, Safety Committee.
Good evening, trustees, administrative team, staff, and our community. I'm excited to say that tomorrow we're having our first District Safety Committee meeting. It will be from 1 to 3 p.m. at the CAP Center, and we'll be going over our comprehensive safety plans for each site. We're going to be going over reunification plans and looking at that. And then we are also going to go over, let me make sure, all site safety concerns. So our committee right now is filling out a survey that we're having on student behavior issues that they're seeing, facility safety issues that they're seeing. And so, again, we're looking at all of those, and we'll be discussing solutions, remedies, whatever it is that we need, training that might be needed. So that's all for tomorrow. Aside from that, we're working very closely with Interim Chief Serrano and his staff regarding training, updated training with bomb threats, updated training with active shooters. So we did have a meeting with Interim Chief Serrano, and we're also updating our catapult system. So he's working very closely with us. Other than that, we've ordered close to 200 new radios for the site, so they'll be dispersing that sometime in August. Again, our menstrual products and our lactation room furniture has arrived, so we're distributing all of that. We have now a chair and a little refrigerator and signage that will be going up. And then we continue to monitor positive COVID cases, especially since the break, and I'm happy to say that those are decreasing. So it's really good for us right now. We received new banners for board meetings. I don't know if you happen to notice the banners that were posted outside, so those are up now. And then we are scheduling visits to go over the facilities inspection tool. So we're going to be working with Mr. Ocampo. We're going to do site visits now in May, so that by the time, they're from ICOE, correct? Oh, yeah. When they come in from ICOE to inspect our facilities, whatever it is that may have had an issue will be taken care of. And so that's the update that I have. Oh, wait, one more, I forgot to say. We did have our vaccine clinic that took place on Tuesday, and that was at the Women's Improvement Center, and that went pretty well for the first time. So our next one will be on the 26th of May. And that's it. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Number 7, LCAP Committee.
Good evening. As part of our local indicator presentation that I will be bringing to you the second meeting in June, we have to do a tool from the dashboard, and it's a reflection that we do along with our parents. So last night we had a meeting for our parent advisory and our DLAC. We had 4 parents show up along with 4 of our district administrators, and so we went through the tool, and they gave us their votes. Scores 1 through 4 for 12 different questions that we had. So that's going to be coming up when I present that to the board. And then next Wednesday, we're going to have a draft presentation of the actions and the changes that were made for this upcoming LCAP to our parent advisory and at DLAC. And that'll be Wednesday of next week at 5:30 at the CAP Center. And then the first week of January, we'll have the public hearing for the LCAP, and then the second week, we'll bring the LCAP and the local indicator presentation. And that's it.
Thank you. Number 8, board reports. We'll start off with Mr. Calderon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to our meeting. First of all, happy Mother's Day. It was celebrated this week, starting on Sunday, so I want to say happy Mother's Day to everybody. I'm glad of the events that have taken place this week. It is something that we all wanted. It is something that we all needed, and this district cannot function without its employees and its employees being satisfied. So I'm happy that we're working towards an agreement, and I'm hoping it is ratified for the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Calderon. Mr. Romero?
Thank you for joining us tonight, and happy belated Mother's Day. And first off, I'd like to congratulate our culinary arts group and all our sports teams that have done so well. And I want to thank Dr. Thurman, David Baez, and Melissa Ramirez, and the rest of the negotiating team for working so hard to achieve an agreement. And also acknowledge the hard work the ACT negotiating team also did and their due diligence in coming up with an agreement. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Romero. Ms. Magallanes?
I want to thank everyone that was working very hard for the TA to be able to come this far. I want to thank the ACT negotiating team, but I want to give a very special thank you to Ms. Ms. Ramirez and Mrs. Baez and Mr. Thurman that worked very, very hard for this to come through. And happy Mother's Day to every mother that's out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Magallanes. Just on mine, I just want to go ahead and congratulate our current sports teams doing so well, which is our tennis, softball, and baseball teams currently. Also our Chef Nunez for what he's done, and he's done this for numerous years now. And I expect nothing but the best now, especially with the kitchen that he has now there at the high school. Also want to wish to all the mothers, happy Mother's Day. Feliz Dia de las Madres. I think we celebrate you guys every day, but you got those 2 days especially for you guys, for everything you do for us. Another thing, I want to congratulate our negotiating team for doing an excellent job this past Tuesday and actually coming to an agreement with ACT and to our teachers. You guys are appreciated, and thank you very much for everything that you do. With that said, let's go ahead and continue with our board meeting. K, discussion, student school board member.
Ms. Williams is here to sort of present sort of the progress and the steps she's been taking right now, working with students and in light of the policy and the guidelines. So she'll share some of that with us, and she's available for questions as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really excited to report on this exciting project and process that we are creating at Calexico High School. I met last week with student leaders and to start the conversation, review the information, review the policy, and analyze it, and make sure that student leaders, they understood it and that their role was going to be key in the direction that we're moving forward. And so some of the recommendations is that we are moving forward and creating a bigger committee, a committee created by all stakeholders. And when I say all stakeholders, they had amazing ideas of how to create a committee that wasn't just composed of student leaders, ASB president, the right-hand committee president, and all of the student leaders. We want input in this committee from our English learner students, from our special ed students, from our athletes, from ASB, from all stakeholders. So one way we're going to accomplish this is through teacher recommendation, and another way to accomplish this is to hold an open informational meeting. And so that is our goal next week. After we form a committee, this committee will be in charge of setting a criteria, the guidelines of that potential candidate or candidates that may be interested in joining the board. And so our first step is, again, creating the committee. We set some guidelines, we set some ideas. There was a lot of discussion of who should be part of this committee. Again, my student leaders felt that and agreed that the committee should include all stakeholders, and we feel that we have a plan to ensure that everyone's voice is heard. And then again, this committee will move forward in setting a criteria. And just to share, and because we're not at that point yet, we are in the process of forming the committee, but some of the ideas that we'll be taking, to that committee is who is this individual? What kind of characteristics are they looking for? The students, I was very proud, and it goes to show when you work with young adults, they understood, and amongst our first conversations, they understood the commitment, the hours, the time, the day that this would require, and they were very conscientious of this type of responsibility, and therefore this individual that we're looking for should have some of these characteristics, and and how can we also support? One of the things that they they talked about characteristics, skills, one person speaking on behalf of representing students, and so creating criteria, guidelines. They discussed the idea of interested candidates submitting a letter of interest, sort of an application process, a letter of interest and a letter of support, one letter of support from an academic teacher, sort of a letter of reference. Reviewing, this committee would then review these applications and select, let's say top 10. We were throwing numbers like, what if there's 50 students interested? So when the committee is in charge of narrowing down to possibly 10, and then we talked about in-person interviews once we have a smaller number, and then the committee, a student committee, would recommend hopefully 5 names, 3 names to the board as you make the final recommendation. So again, we've already started that conversation, that discussion, ideas and plans. Next week, we hold our first just open informational meeting for all student population, and just spreading the word, educating, informing. Students created a flyer already. It will be in the video bulletin this Monday and in the school newsletter, and just sort of in the direction that we're going.
Mrs. Williams, will
Yes.
we be able to have a student board member by July?
Yes, that you will. We will submit names at the end, by June 10. By
Okay.
June 10. So it'll be a rushed, I don't want to say rush, but we felt we have enough time. Next week is informational meetings. We plan to form the committee right after, and then go 2 to 3 weeks of applications and interviewing process. You will have names by the time of the last day of school.
Well, that sounds awesome. I am really excited about this, and I'm
Yes.
really looking forward for this student to also join one of the conference that's going to be held in December, which is tailored to students as well.
Yes, you will have names. Really excited to be part of this process and be guiding and facilitating and supporting our students to be able to get to this step and make this happen for them, and for our school, for our student to voice. So I think they have a very well planned, and it just goes to show, again, for me, is really exciting. It goes to show when you work with young adults, they're amazing. They got it.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for that,
much.
Ms. Williams.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's move on to L. Action items, consideration and action approval of the following items. 1, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Keenan and Associates for loss control services.
So moved.
Second, motion by Romero, second by myself. All's in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 2, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Avid Center for all elementary and secondary schools.
Motion to approve.
I'll
Second.
second. Motion by Calderon, second by Romero. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 3, oral report summarizing recommendation for action on compensation for acting superintendent. With that said, I have to read a script currently. This matter is held in open session at a regular meeting of this board in accordance with the Brown Act, Government Code Section 54953, Subdivision C3. States that prior to taking final action on executive compensation, the board must only summarize the recommendation for final action on the salary, compensation, and/or fringe benefits that will be considered. On behalf of the board, I will provide a summary of the compensation provisions and proposed acting superintendent's contract. After public comment, this board will consider and take action on the item. The proposed contract provides the following provisions regarding compensation. 1, a weekly stipend prorated by days of service where needed in the amount of $1,000 for additional service in the role of acting superintendent. Number 2, all other aspects and provisions relating to the compensation for Dr. Thurman in his regular position as the Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources and Risk Management would remain in full force and effect. Do we have any public comments on this action item before the board takes action? Showing that we have none, let's go ahead and go to number 4, agreement for employment as acting superintendent Brian J. Thurman.
I move to approve.
I second.
We have a motion by Mr. Romero, second by Ms. Magallanes. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 5, congratulations. Number 5, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Fresno County for cyber high courses.
Move to approve.
Second, motion by Romero, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Agreement number 6, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Total Imaging Solutions LLC.
Move to approve.
I'll second. Motion by Romero, seconded by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 7, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and ARC after-school program for the summer enrichment program.
Move to approve.
I'll second. Motion by Romero, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 8, amended agreement between Calexico Unified School District and character counts for Cesar Chavez Elementary's teacher training on social and emotional needs. So moved.
Second.
Motion by myself, second by Romero. All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Motion passes 4-0. Number 9, amendment number 1 to agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Dave Bang Associates Incorporated, incorporating CMAS contract number 4-15-78-0013E for Blanche Charles Elementary School.
Move to approve.
I'll second. Motion by Romero, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 10, lease agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County of Education for the placement of a trailer unit at Maine's Elementary School.
Move to approve.
Second with a comment.
So motion by Romero, we got a second with the comment by Mr. Calderon.
Dr. Thurman, so is this trailer the trailer that's already there?
No, good question. There is a trailer that's there that'll be used temporarily, but this is for another trailer that will be added to where the old FRC was.
And who's gonna cover the placement of that trailer being put there?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. What was that?
Who's going to cover the expense of having to move a trailer over there to the back of Maine's?
I'll ask Ms. Paez about that. ICOE is going to cover that expense too.
ICOE
for
is
the
gonna
moving.
cover because I know it's very expensive to move a trailer. Okay, so we're not gonna incur any of those expenses? Okay. That's the only question that I had, Acting President.
Thank you.
Any other questions by any other board members?
No.
With that said, there's a motion, there's a second. Motion to approve? Or correction, can I have,
Yeah. I seconded with a comment.
all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 11, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Quench for drinking water dispensing services at maintenance and operations.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by myself, second by Romero. All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Motion passes 4-0. 12, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Quench for drinking water dispensing services at the CAP Center. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by myself, second by Romero. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Pyro Speculators Incorporated to provide fireworks production for the Calexico High School graduation ceremony 2022. Motion by Magallanes, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion
Aye.
passes 4-0. Number 14, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Subject Technologies Incorporated for software licenses for credit recovery. So moved.
Second.
Motion by myself, second by Romero. All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 15, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County of Education for positive behavioral interventions and support, PBIS training for Blanche Charles Elementary School. So move.
Second with the comment.
So we have a motion by myself, second with the comment from Board Member Magallanes. Go ahead.
Actually, a question. Is PBIS being, what schools are using PBIS training? Is it only Blanche Charles? Is it district-wide? How is that working?
Every school secures their PBIS contract, so I think this is the second one that we bring to you, and another one's coming in the next board meeting.
So how many schools?
All schools implement PBIS, but they use different programs. So you're gonna see like character counts, you're gonna see some contracting with ICOE. We also have Leader in Me, we have the 7 Habits. So every school decides what program they wanna use, but they all implement it.
Thank you.
Any other questions? We're good?
No.
All right. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 16, memorandum of understanding between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County Office of Education for payroll advising services for the 2022-2023 school year.
Motion with a question?
So I'll
Second.
second. So there's a motion by Calderon with the question. I second it. Go ahead.
Is this a recurring, a process that we do with ICOE? Yeah, so we always do this? Okay. Okay, thank you. That was it.
All right. Any other questions from anybody else?
No.
No? With that said, all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 17, memorandum of understanding between Calexico Unified School District and Imperial County Office of Education regarding the ESCAPE ERP Business Process Management System of Integrated Fiscal, Human Resources, and Payroll Applications. So moved.
Second.
Motion by myself, second by Mr. Romero. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Moving on to number 18, approval of classified confidential salary schedule increase for school years 2018 through 2022. I'll make
So
a motion
moved.
to approve.
Second.
Second by Romero. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 19, adoption on new job description, expanded learning student assistant.
Motion to approve?
All second. Motion by Calderon, seconded by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. 20, declaration of need for fully qualified educators for the 2022-2023 school year. So moved.
Second.
Second by Romero. All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 21, proposed increase to hourly rate for avid tutors, expanded learning tutors, and expanded learning program lead tutors.
Motion to approve?
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Calderon, second by Mr. Romero. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Moving on to 22, resolution proclaiming May 15th through the 21st, 2022 as a classified school employee week.
So moved.
Second, motion by Romero, second by myself. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
It's a
Resolution.
voice call?
Mr. Calderon,
Aye.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes,
Yes.
myself, yes. Motion passes 4-0. Number 23, resolution proclaiming May 2022 as Mental Health Awareness Month.
So moved.
Second, motion by myself, motion by Romero, seconded by myself. Roll call, Mr. Calderon,
Aye.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes,
Yes.
myself, yes. Motion passes 4-0. 24, resolution declaring rural status for the purpose of exemption from Educational Code Section 46148.
Motion to approve.
And I'll second that. Motion by Romero, seconded by myself. Mr. Calderon,
Aye.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes,
Yes.
myself, yes. Motion passes 4-0. Resolution and agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Cone Incorporated for 5 wheelchair lift repairs and pre-maintenance at various sites. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by myself, second by Mr. Romero. It's a roll call. Mr. Calderon,
Aye.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes,
Yes.
myself, yes. Motion passes 4-0. 26, resolution and agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Cone Incorporated to provide wheelchair lift maintenance and repairs at various sites.
So moved.
I'll second. Motion by Romero, second by myself. Mr. Calderon,
Aye.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes,
Yes.
myself, yes. 27, resolution of the Governing Board of the Calexico Unified School District authorizing cooperative purchasing program contact participating addendum for wireless data, voice, and accessories. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Romero. Mr. Calderon,
Aye.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes,
Yes.
myself, yes. Motion passes 4-0. 28, resolution declaring Calexico Unified School District membership in Sourcewell and agreement incorporating Sourcewell JPA contract with USA Shade and Fabric Structures.
I move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Calderon,
Second.
second by Mr. Romero. It's a resolution, Mr. Calderon,
Aye.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Ms. Magallanes,
Yes.
myself, yes. Motion passes 4-0. 29, Certificated Employment Report.
Mr. Alvaro, it is recommended to accept the certificated employment report with the exception of Ms. Kalunga retirement request to be tabled.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by myself, second by Mr. Calderon. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Number 30, Classified Employment Report.
Thank you. It is recommended that the classified employment report be approved as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by myself, second by Mr. Romero. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. No M, no N. O, Student Discipline, Education Code Section 48918. Number 1, action upon recommendation of student discipline case number 2122012.
Move to approve
As recommended.
Huh?
As recommended.
as recommended.
Oh,
Second.
motion. Okay, motion by Romero, seconded by Ms. Magallanes. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. Number 2, action upon recommendation of student discipline case number 2122013. I'll make a motion as recommended.
I'll second.
Motion by myself, seconded by Mr. Calderon. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. Number P, announcement of actions taken in closed session. There was none. Q, adjournment.
Move to approve, move to adjourn.
I'll second. All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Aye, motion passes 4-0. Thank you and good night.